Come take a look at the 3 new fantastic Sector Mechanicus Terrain Sets.
Spiking bits.
What's up, hobby maniacs? Baer here again with you today, taking a look at the 3 new Sector Mechanicus box sets for Warhammer 40k. These do indeed contain rules. They also are nearly the same 3 kits that come in the Shadow Wars Armageddon box too. Just a couple of sprues changed around for that box to make it a little bit, I guess, different, more scalable for that game, I suppose. But these particular box sets here, both of these are $50 each, and the Galvanic Magnavent is a $75 terrain box set. And we also know that there are some newer ones coming out in May as well. It looks like the Prometheum Forge and the Ferratonic Incinerator, not to be confused with the Furnace, looks to be coming out this May. Now this says April, but this one says May, and we already have it literally in our hands. So I don't know what to make of that. I feel like that was a oops right there. But if that's the case, I would expect to see these as part of May's release as we kind of build up to the what everybody expects to be 8th edition 40k, some sort of release here this summer. But before we get to all that, we got terrain. It's a little bit filler, but you know, it's still pretty cool. These are very groundbreaking. I personally was very impressed with the way they go together, even though they are the Chinese kind of multi-part plastic from Games Workshop. They still seem to be of a higher quality than we have seen in the past from some of the kits, like the Age of Sigmar stuff, and also the bases themselves, the basing kits they came out with. Now, each one of these kits, it looks, by my count, there's like 7 different major sprues that make up all these kits. Of course, they come with an instruction manual. For this particular one here, there are 4 kits, and you can kind of see how it goes together right here. This is one of the configurations, kind of like a mini little kind of Lego kind of set. Like, you can make it a bunch of different ways, but it's meant to go together one particular way here. So you've got the kind of tank stack sprue, not necessarily the tank that comes with the Ferris, the what is that thing called? The Ferratonic Furnace. And then you've got the gantry plates here with the little Zelda spider. And then you've got your columns and your planks, or your walkways, so to speak. And remember, we showed you in last week how all the terrain went together in our unboxing video, our first look review / unboxing. And we explained how all this goes together. Like, remember, these particular pieces right here, the little nubs here, lock into these, keeps them together. You can also use these plates to attach the individual sprues, or the individual plates, together from the bottom, and then when you flip to the top, you use these little plates here to go over top. You can check out our Shadow Wars Armageddon review for all of that right there. So this is the contents. Like I said, we saw it next week. It all is very well detailed. They are Chinese made, but they do seem to be that very high quality that we would come to expect from Games Workshop. Amazing detail, the grid work and everything, the great cabling. I mean, all this stuff, it's all designed to be socketed together and be very modular. I don't think it can sustain the strength to hold its own, so to speak. Like, if you wanted to keep, reattaching it and attaching it together, that does not seem like a good idea. I think it would be a good idea if you wanted to put it all together and then glue it down, and that would be great. But other than that, I don't feel like making it as modular as possible is a great idea. As far as the rules go for this kit, you can see here that it is a composition 1 Magnavent. It counts as a ruin, so 4 up save, regardless of whether or not they are 25% obscured. With the exception of vehicles and monstrous creatures, they have the following special rules, which you're going to see on all 3 kits, unfortunately. It's kind of plug and play at this point. So you've got Aegis of the Omnissiah, many in Imperial Industrial Zones. Let's see, you can reroll cover saves of 1 for models in or within 1 inch of a Sector Mechanicum terrain piece. Alright, well, there you go. And then it has Volatile Cover special rule on a roll 1. For each Galvanic Magnavent on the battlefield, each unit is within 3 of one of these pipe or chimney section immediately suffers D3 strength 8 AP2 hits with the ignore cover special rule as they are struck by a galvanic flare. Well, I guess you live by the sword, die by the sword on that one. A strength 8 AP2 hit, even D3, could be pretty rough, especially if that's a vehicle that gets hit on like its side armor or rear armor or something like that. So just some things to keep in mind when you're near those chimney sections right there. So that was 4 different sprues, and then next up we got the Ferratonic Furnace, which you can see right here is probably one of the most iconic of all of these sets out there. It's basically a tankard with a top with some blast shields and some ladders to get up there, and this is only 2 pieces. Very simplistic kit. You get the tank sprue, which has its own individual little hatches, as you can see right there. Very cool stuff. I like the design work of all the skulls and everything, all the piping, the fans, all this interior work. You can put the hatch on or off. You've even got little valves. It's very, very, very well done. So that's another sprue right there. And then you've got what I like to call this the stop sign sprue, where you've got a couple of ladders, you got a little bit of crosshatch pieces there, some blast shields and things, but it's just like an accessory sprue that helps can kind of go on top of things, or it can actually fill in this section. It looks like that section right there will actually fit it if you put it together. Remember, these are actually out of the other kit, but when you put them together, they go like this right here. So if you attach this to this pot right here, it definitely appears, at least from sizing it up in this regard, that that piece could actually fit inside of the profile that would be left. Something like this out to here. I haven't actually tried it yet or cut it out, but I think you can agree it definitely looks to be about that size. So keep that in mind. So there are 6 basic sprues, and as far as rules go for the Ferratonic Furnace, we have, again, the Aegis of the Own Messiah. You get to re-roll your 1s, and it does have the volatile cover. If you are anywhere within, let's see, so anywhere within the whole terrain piece, it looks like, they will get hit by superheated air washes, only D6 strength 5 AP4 hits. So a little bit different than the other one, but still not exactly something you want to get blasted with just out of the blue. And the last, but certainly not least, terrain kit here is the Alchomite Stack, which very phallic in nature, of course, but such is the case with all exhaust ports, I suppose. There's the rules right there. As far as the actual sprues themselves, well, there's only technically one new sprue in here, and that is this bad boy right here, which is kind of like your, I guess you could call it your, I don't know, topper sprue or something like that. Like, I don't really know what to call it. Like, it's basically designed to go on top of a bigger kit. Like, it looks like you can put this on top of the tank that comes in the Ferratonic Furnace. You could definitely put it on top of here for sure. So we'll just say it's the topper sprue, I guess. Again, very well designed. It's got the great interior detail work, all the rivets and everything, all the grates, even the little like pressure valves and things like that. I mean, just very well rendered, at least the attention to detail. So there's that one. So this is technically the only new sprue out of that kit there, because that actually repeated in the Ferratonic Furnace, or excuse me, not the Ferratonic Furnace, but the Magnavent. And here's their rules. Let's see what they get. Same dealio, impassable terrain. It's 2 terrain pieces that we covered there. They have to be within range of each other. Oh, on the Ferratonic Furnace, I think that was also impassable. No, that would seem weird, because you can get on top of it. So it counts as ruins, that's right. Okay, that makes more sense. And has the Aegis special rule, so you can reroll cover saves from 1s with models within or on it, and every 6, when you do make a cover save, the model would suffer D3 strength 6 AP3 hits that ignore cover as a secondary explosion is caused. So it's not quite as devastating as the first one, but it's still AP3, so it's a little bit rougher, I feel like, right there. Now, let's take a look real quick at, zoom out a little bit and give you a better idea of, let's just do it in 2. So we got that sprue, this sprue, the square sprue, which looks to be big enough to hold all of that. You got your tank sprue, your sprue that generally goes with that, depending on what you do. You got your gantry sprue and your support column sprue right there. So by my count, that is 6, actually. Nope, 7. It is 7 different sprues that make up the Sector Mechanicus Terrain assemblies. So if I was a betting man, I would say, looking at what's yet to come out from Games Workshop via their Shadow Wars Armageddon insert inside their boxes there, we know this is 2 pieces, we know this is 2 pieces, we know this is 4 pieces right here. Now, if I was to say what this would be right here, this looks very similar, of course, to this kit here, but it's got this interior section, which looks to be part of the Ferratonic Furnace, which would mean that this sprue with these ladders would be included in this one right here. It also looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. It still has the ladder sprue. It still has the gantry sprue around there, and then it also appears that that is it. So this might be a 5 sprue set as opposed to a 4 sprue set right there. This could be a 5 sprue set. Oh no, there's no walkways. So it looks like they just switch out the walkway sprue with this top sprue right here to make this one. This is all spitballing, just kind of looking at the design. So 4 sprue sets right there. We saw this one go for $75, so I'd be very surprised if this Promethium Forge didn't go for $75 in May. And then the Ferratonic Incinerator looks to just include the column sprues. It has the same exact things right here. Nope, it doesn't have the blast shield. It might not have the blast shield. Well, it would have to have this piece. Let's see. It does contain that piece. It does still contain, oh, those are walkways inside of it. So this actually might contain, this might be a larger set as well, because it has the walkway pieces that go across the middle right there. It also has the column pieces, so we know that's a 4 sprue kit right there as well. So that may be on about $75 as well, because it is a 4 sprue kit. So we've seen this was a 4 sprue kit for $75. These two could also be, which contain combinations of the 7 sprue kits that make up the Sector Mechanicus Terrain. So try saying that 10 times fast, but definitely lots more to look forward to. Not sure what the rules are going to be. Not sure if there's going to be a new terrain book or if all this is just going to get folded into 7th or to 8th edition 40K. But as far as we can tell, it's great looking terrain. People are already putting together their Shadow Wars Armageddon sets and posting them up online. The stuff looks amazing. I personally wish I didn't already have tables of terrain for the Long War, and actually had a need to put some of this together and actually get it on the tabletop because it looks so cool. But unfortunately, we got a lot of other projects going on right now, so we're gonna have to pass on this one. But that doesn't mean you don't have to, because it is some fantastic looking stuff, and I cannot wait to see what everybody comes up with all of these crazy configurations out there that you can make with the new Sector Mechanicus Terrain. So that's it for this one. Questions, omissions, errors, please leave them in the comments field below, and pardon the cat, she just does what she does.
Deleted scenes, bonus content, and all the interviews and post-game wrap-up videos can be located in the Hall of Veterans on thelongwar.net. Visit thelongwar.net today and try a week completely free with no strings attached. That's not all. TheLongWar.net is also your hobby resource for exclusive early access with an ad-free experience to all your favorite videos. Members of the Hall of Veterans gain early exclusive access to multiple hobby videos.